The censorship of good voices, of reasonable people, is completely out of control. YouTube has just censored High Impact Flicks, which was a very popular channel. They are, of course, they went after my channel, they banned it, Health Ranger channel. They just deplatformed Gary Franchi of Next News Network, who is one of the best independent-minded journalists in America. And he's just been completely deplatformed. They just took away all his revenue, just cut it off, all the work. Meanwhile, if someone is on there just pushing total garbage, total lies, especially mainstream media lies, they don't get banned at all. Or someone pushing Antifa violence or things like that, they don't get banned. It's just the good people that are being banned, the pro-liberty people, the voices of reason, those who respect law and order, due process, the laws of our republic, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, basic civil liberties. If you respect those things, you're being banned. And what they're allowing on YouTube and Facebook and Google is just the most insane fringe voices that despise America, that hate liberty, that hate democracy, that hate the outcome of the 2016 election. They hate the Constitution. They basically despise Christians, and they hate white people, and they hate men, and they hate straight people. I mean, it's insane, the voices that they are allowing on YouTube and Facebook and Google and Twitter, while they're banning everybody who's a normal, reasonable person. So the solution to this is what I'm here to mention today. My name's Mike Adams. I'm the Health Ranger. You know me. I've been in this space for 15 plus years, talking about liberty and freedom and health freedom and things like that. I've created a lot of technologies. I have, for example, we run censored.news, which is a news aggregation website. We run goodgopher.com, which is an independent media search engine. We also run over 300 websites. We publish over 300 sites, including science.news, food.news, health.news, medicine.news, pollution.news, cancer.news, and many, many others. We publish trump.news, clinton.news. We've even got, now coming up, James Comey.news, Robert Mueller.news, and a bunch of others. So we cover the gamut of many different topics, even like survival.news, for example. We are well known in the publishing space as being pro-liberty, and we've developed a lot of technologies. For example, it's a multi-site syndication system that I developed, I oversaw. I mean, I wasn't the actual coder, but I wrote the structure of this system that distributes articles to over 300 websites, to the sites that qualify for that specific article. So it's a central hub, a multi-site publishing system, but that's beside the point. This is about Real.video. Let me show you the really cool logo we have here. This is a Real.video logo, and it looks kind of like the Texas flag that I have behind me here. And it's because it's about freedom and liberty. That's what this is really all about. Freedom and liberty to speak your mind without being censored by a bunch of globalist tyrants who hate logic and reason, okay? That's what this is about. And Real.video, you can go there right now and you can sign up for an account. And we'll start activating accounts in June, sort of the last half of June. And then our site is going live in July. We're aiming for a July 4th launch date. It could slip just depending on testing and QA and so on, because building things in software is difficult. But it's going to launch in July. And it's going to launch with literally, just hundreds of channels just for the launch test. And then we'll activate thousands of channels after that. We've had over 20,000 people approach us now and request content channels with Real.video. And every day, because YouTube is squashing the voices of people who have very important things to offer society. I think of people like Lisa Haven and Lauren Southern and, so many others out there, like Gary Franchi, so many diverse voices that deserve to have a platform to be heard where they don't have to censor themselves, so they can actually speak their mind. And that's what we love to see. Stefan Molyneux, for example, is just a wonderful speaker. Candace Owens has been in the news lately because she influenced Kanye West, who's been red-pilled and starting to wake up. We need a platform that the globalists don't control. Real.video is that platform. So let me give you a little bit of information about it so you know how it works and you know that it's for real. Number one, we have committed over $1 million of investment in this platform. Now, I've launched multi-million-dollar projects before that have been very, very successful. For example, I launched CWC Labs. That's at cwclabs.com. This is an environmental and food contamination laboratory running multiple mass spec instruments. It's ISO accredited, which is the highest standard of laboratory accreditation. And I'm the chief scientist. I actually called the science director there. And we built this from scratch, and we do cutting edge science. I'm actually the co-author of a paper that's been published in a chromatography journal. So I'm used to managing big successful projects that cost multiple millions of dollars. You don't launch a lab for $20,000. That doesn't even pay for the turbine pump inside the time of flight mass spec system. That pump alone is like 30 grand. But my point is, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. I'm just saying we've committed to this project. Real.video is the real thing. And we're putting a lot of money behind it. The bandwidth, the infrastructure is built for massive scalability. All right. And it's going to be able to handle over 1 billion video views per month right out of the gate. It's going to cost us, a lot to do that. That's why we've committed $1 million to launch and operate this for the first year. But our revenue model for this is a break-even goal of revenue. We control the first 5 seconds of ad space. It's pre-roll ads before each video. So there's 5 seconds of pre-roll. Actually, it's up to 5.9 seconds. There's under 6 seconds is probably a more accurate way to say that. But up to 5.9 seconds of pre-roll ad space that we control, and then we will be advertising things that we offer and partner deals and sponsored advertisements and so on. But we have very strict limits on who we would allow to be a sponsor. We don't accept ads from pharmaceutical companies or globalist corporations or evil corporations, which is defined, look, I'll define that for you later, but it's basically every globalist corporation like Google, Nestle, Syngenta, DuPont, anybody that's in that super evil category, Monsanto, we don't allow you to advertise on our platform, just so you know. We'll be advertising things like natural health products. We'll be advertising survival and preparedness supplies, summits, summits where you can purchase DVDs if you want, or books, or things like that. That's what we're going to be advertising, things that help you live a better life. So for that first 5 to 6 seconds of pre-roll ad space, that's how we get revenue. The rest of it is yours. You, as a content creator, you're free to use the system. You can upload your videos. You can have an unlimited number of videos. You can embed videos in your own website, web pages, whatever you want. You can share the videos on social media, of course. But rest assured, Real.video will be banned very, very quickly by everyone. The same thing they did to Gab.ai, they're going to do to Real.video. Why? Because this is going to be the place where voices of liberty and freedom and truth and independent media are going to be heard. Natural health, natural cures, food self-reliance, sustainability, survival, all these things that are very, very important, even politics and news, some medicine, some science, and so on. But it's going to be an angle that is independent and intelligent, not the dumbed down, brainwashed crap that the mainstream media is trying to spoon feed everybody. The dumbed down fake CNN news and the cult-like New York Times, the Washington Post of fabricating fake sources, winning a Pulitzer Prize for fake news. By the way, that's the second Pulitzer Prize they won for fake news. They had to give one back a few years ago because they got caught with all the fakery of their fake news. They actually had to give back a Pulitzer Prize. So I wonder if they'll have to give back the recent one they won too, because it's also totally fake news. They literally sit around and fabricate fake sources and attribute quotes to them. And they do it deliberately, and they call this news. It's a disgrace. The Washington Post is a disgrace. New York Times, total disgrace. CNN, complete fake news. Real.video is the alternative. So we're going to have a lot of news channels there. I know Gary Franchi from Next News Network, he's going to be posting all his news content there. And I've heard from many, many other people who are in the independent news business. SGT Report, I know, is going to have a channel there. Lots of others. Of course, we'll be posting news there as well. Alex Jones from InfoWars also said that he wants to use the platform. I've already got in touch with all his video posting people. They're going to be ready to post everything from InfoWars. So you're going to have David Knight, Real News with David Knight. You're going to have Owen Schroyer. You're going to have my show on InfoWars called Counterthink. You're going to have Alex Jones, of course. And, every show that they do is going to be on there as well. And it's not just those voices. We really welcome any voice that is rooted in reason and rooted in a fundamental dignity, of human dignity and liberty. So recognizing that basic human dignity and not being a danger to society. Obviously, we have to ban certain types of videos if they're a danger to society. We have to comply with U.S. law. After all, we want to live in a society where we have civility. So if people start posting videos on there that are like violent stuff or I don't know, murder videos or calling out people to be killed and things like that, obviously we got to shut those down. So there are limits to free speech, right? But those limits are pretty broad. We're not going to shut you down for telling the truth about, your investigation into the Clinton Foundation, for example, or Uranium One or things like that. You want to cover those things, you're going to be there. Pete Santilli, who was sent to jail for, I think, a year and a half over the Oregon ranchers situation and the FBI corruption at a level that you've never seen. Pete Santilli, he's already gearing up to have a channel there. And, people like Pete Santilli or Alex Jones or Lisa Haven, you might say, well, gosh, these people are really controversial. Yeah, that's what free speech is for. Free speech is not just to protect popular, calm, comfortable speech. Free speech is about protecting the speech of independent voices, diversity of views, and a diversity of analysis. It's about the speech that you might find uncomfortable or that might expand your mind or that, might blow your mind, frankly. You listen to Pete Santilli for very long, he's blowing your mind, or you listen to Alex Jones for that matter. That's what free speech really means, is it's a platform for all these different voices. And it doesn't mean that we endorse all the views and all the words of every voice on the network. In fact, every video is going to have a sentence underneath it on the play page that says, by the way, that the views and opinions expressed by this video do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Real.video. So that's, keep that in mind, that we're not endorsing all the views that are on there, but we are providing a platform for free speech. So Real.video is launching again in July. I encourage you to go there now and sign up and request a content channel. We will start contacting you in June to get those channels set up. And we welcome a huge range of people, especially those who are being banned and censored by YouTube. You'll be able to have freedom of speech finally at Real.video. You'll be able to embed those videos, manage those videos, see all the statistics, and it's free, of course. It doesn't cost you anything to use it. It doesn't cost the viewers anything. And one other big thing, we don't track the end users. We don't, how Google and YouTube just tracks everybody? It's just a giant spy network, basically. We don't do any of that. So we only track the sessions so that we know that you're viewing this video right now in real time, but we don't have you log in. We don't track you. We don't know what videos a user viewed. We don't know the history of the videos that you viewed. We don't know your psycho profile, and we don't want to know. We don't know your location, none of that stuff. We don't store those data. We're not into that surveillance state, police state, Google, Big Brother, Orwellian type of system. That's not what we are. For end users who are viewing videos, it is essentially anonymous to them. Now, if you're a content creator, then yeah, you're going to log in. You're going to have a login. You'll log in and you'll post your videos and so on. So we obviously have to track your login and password. But there is no login and password for end users because we don't want to track end users. We don't even want... If the FBI comes to us and says, oh, we want you to track down some user who was trying to find videos on how to make bombs or whatever, our answer is going to be, we don't have that data. Good luck. Go to Facebook or something. Go to Google. We don't track that stuff. That is not our job to be a branch of the FBI, okay? That agency is so corrupt anyway. Who would want to be a branch of the FBI? I mean, you talk about treason, but I'm getting carried away. We are all about privacy, public education, awakening people, empowering people, giving people a platform for free speech. That's what this is really all about. And that's what I believe in. Those are my key principles. You know me, you know my work, Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. You know that I'm legit because, of course, like all true patriots, I'm viciously attacked and smeared and slandered by the establishment. So that's how you know. I mean, the most damaging thing to my credibility in the patriot community would be if the New York Times wrote a glowing review of my work. Then everybody would say, aha, you're a faker. You must be a plant. The New York Times wrote something positive about you. So, the fact that All the real voices in America who are intelligent, who are informed, who are pro-liberty, who are pro-compassion, who are, in fact, the real progressives of society, we are all routinely smeared in the mainstream media. That's how you know we're real. Again, if the media ever says anything nice about one of us, then something's wrong. Something's off there. Because it wouldn't happen normally, just ask Milo Yiannopoulos, he'll tell you. So I hope he has a channel on this platform, because I want to feature some of his videos. That'll be some very interesting commentary. In any case, the website is real.video. Go there now, request the content channel, join, tens of thousands of others who are going to be joining the system. Have some patience with us as we do the rollout. We're only going to be activating a few hundred channels at first for a few days just to stress test the system. And then we'll activate a few thousand videos. And by the way, there is a revenue model for content creators. I'll explain that in a follow-up video. We don't pay you for views, but there's a revenue model that is available within the system to you. In addition to you being able to get your own sponsors, you can, of course, have sponsors pay you yourself. Of course, you can plug them in your videos, or you can plug your own products or books or other things that you have going on as well. That's totally okay. So there's a couple different ways that you can actually generate some revenue stream. You can have a donations request in your video. You can use Patreon type of systems if you wish, things like that. But there's another one that I'll tell you about in an upcoming video where you can actually share in some revenue of what's generated from people visiting play pages that feature your videos. So I'll tell you about that later. It's not going to earn what YouTube was paying people before the adpocalypse. I know a lot of people that were making like $5,000 a month off YouTube, and then that got cratered down to maybe $500 a month. They lost 90%. It's very common. And then now they're completely deplatformed and they're earning zero. So I don't think that our system will be able to earn you $5,000 a month, but it may be able to earn you back up to several hundred a month, $500 a month, for example, depending on your audience size and so on. That's reasonable. And maybe it can grow beyond that as word spreads about our system. But we'll just have to see how well it does and how much people really want to be free. Honestly, if the public just wants to be a bunch of brainwashed sheeple, living in an enslavement system as mind slaves, they'll just keep going to YouTube. But for those people who want to be free, they'll watch real.video, because real.video is going to be amazing. It's going to have the news. It's going to have analysis of all events, false flag analysis, any kind of terrorism event. You're going to get the real analysis. You know how YouTube is just banning everybody who disagrees with the official story? We're going to feature the videos that call into question the fake, bogus CNN and New York Times reports, which we know are always fake. Almost from the start, they're designed to be fake. The real.video is where you're going to get the real analysis of what's happening. That's why it's called real.video. It's going to be the real news analysis, the real video analysis, the real story behind the story. And it's all crowdsourced from people like you. Because that's where the real intelligence is, frankly, in the world. It's not these controllers and these globalists and these rich, Bill Gates type people who have all the money and have all the power and control everything. And George Soros, evil demonic haters of life and everything. It's the real intelligence comes from individuals. It's the crowdsourced individuals who have something truly to offer our world and who have those independent voices, critical thinking, and frankly, sometimes they're controversial. Good. I hope we live in a society where a controversial voice is allowed to have a platform. Otherwise, everything just becomes a left-wing cult, which is what YouTube is becoming, is what Google is demanding, and that's what Facebook, that's who works there, a bunch of left-wing cultists, you see. So that's not acceptable for society. We need to be able to have a diversity of voices. The left claims to love diversity, but they don't. They demand obedience and conformity. Real diversity means different views, different analysis, different opinions, different voices, different platforms. And so real.video is going to be one of those new different platforms, real diversity in the online ecosystem. So watch for it. Thank you for your support. Use it, and we'll keep building it for you. All you got to do is use it. If you want to have free speech, use real.video. If you don't want free speech and you want to be enslaved, stay on YouTube. Stay on Facebook. They're just going to ban you and just stomp on your face and make you extinct and take all your money away and take all your ad revenue. You know that. it's just suicide if you stay there. But for some people, that's what they want. They're afraid to try something different, you know. But for those who have the courage to do something different, Real.video is the solution. I'm Mike Adams. Thanks for listening. Go to Real.video, request a content channel right now, and I'll bring you more updates as we continue to get closer to launch day. God bless America. Take care.